Hey, everybody. How's it going? Good to see everybody tonight. Hey,
Yeah.
Miss Sharon, Miss Blue Eyed,
Yeah, there's a bunch of comments.
Janelle, Gary.
Spikes. Bobby Younts.
Hey, Bobby.
Mark Plowboy's in here.
Yeah, I came
miss
and spoke.
seeing that. I wish you'd have told me how to put it
Hey,
on the
Miss
screen.
Jean, good to see you. Hey, Pamela, good to see you. Hope your sister's doing better. Hey, Richard Jr.
She got supper going.
Hey, Mark Creel. Let's see. Hey,
Jesse
Jesse
Underwood, Sherry
good to see you.
Griff.
Hey, Sherry Griff. Good to have you in.
Thank you for
Mr.
hitting that
Gene.
like button.
Hey, Mr. Gene. Jeffy, good to see you, brother. So, a lot of folks coming on in. Hey, Henry. Hey, E. Pullen. Hey, Randall. Hey, Mr. Robert. Good to see you tonight. Hey, Pat. Good to see you, brother. Randall.
Patrick Noble.
Patrick. Michael X. Hey, Katie. Good to see everybody.
And I'm finally at the bottom. All right.
So, we're starting to get some folks in here, and I know some more will probably pile in here pretty quick.
Sister,
so,
she missed her fat.
Let's not do that tonight, okay? I know, girl. You always, as soon as I go to talking online.
Yeah, because she's not the center of attention. What
hey,
can
Tori,
we say?
good to see you. So
we got that's Tara.
Tara,
or Tara.
Tara. I'm sorry.
Depends on where you're from, is whether it's Tara or Tara.
Yeah, that's true. Kimmy. It's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
We'll,
hey, we got important news.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We hit that.
We hit that 1,000 finally. So yay! And we have more news at the end of the show, so y'all be sure to stay tuned.
Yes, sir, Mr. Henry. I done got 2 English setter puppies. They're about 50, 70 feet from us right now.
Yep.
So.
Good and quiet, well behaved, all that good stuff.
And
how's everybody's gardens doing?
Yeah, ours is burning up. Hey, Al, good to see you,
brother.
Y'all's
is good. Ours is burning up.
And we got some guests tonight. We got Mr. Barton and Miss Letitia on with us tonight. So
let me unmute them since they're back. There we go. Hey there.
Hi, everybody. Bart will be here in just a few minutes.
That's fine. There ain't no problem with that.
So we got a few things to talk about before we get in there with Mr. Barton them. Every week we do a plant of the week and a book of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way real quick. But I also want to talk about a plant pest. So my plant of the week has a pest on it. And the pest that I have on here is a very awful pest. Let me see if I can get it to where y'all can see. I mean, people see the white stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So the white stuff there,
hey,
believe it or not, it's a bug. It is a mealy bug. Now, the females don't fly. They stay on the plant. They don't go nowhere. You can kill the female. Problem is the males, they fly. That's how this spreads.
Hey, Larry Fisher.
Now, this is a weed in my yard. If y'all can imagine a weed in my yard having this, I've got to look at the rest of my plants and find out how they're doing too. I brought in a plant that I thought I killed mealybugs on last year, and I thought leaving it out over winter would definitely kill it. Imagine my surprise when I pull up my plant of the week and find a mealybug on it. And it actually had the male on it, but the male has since left. Mealybugs are one of the hardest things to actually get rid of. So if anybody has any tips that has dealt with mealybugs and you have tips to get rid of mealybugs, let me know. Because my favorite tip on mealybugs is burn it. Because I fought to get rid of them last year. And as I can see, I failed. All right. So mealybugs is something to watch out for. It really is more of a pest of your house plants. I've never seen mealybugs on a garden plant before, but this is a common weed in my yard. So I can only imagine what this year is going to look like. So let's talk about the plant of the week, guys. This is my plant of the week. So I have decided I'm going to just come out in the yard and pick a plant each week instead of looking through my books and remedies and stuff like that to pick a plant. And I know all of you are going, what is that? This is lyre leaf sage. How do I spell that? Lyre, lyre leaf sage. It is not in the sage family, but it supposedly has properties to kill cancer. Another one of its names is cancer of the earth because it's a weed. It grows everywhere. It grows where you don't want it. It is a survivor plant. This is the one that's going to grow up in the crack of the driveway and never go away. It's not going to be in the middle of your lawn in the places nothing else grows typically. And it's always going to be in the place you don't want it. But like I said, it's got a lot of uses and stuff on it. To me, when it's first starting, I don't know if any of you know what a juga is, but it's a little ground cover plant. And this reminds me of it. Mm-hmm. So it is not a spreading plant. It spreads by seeds, most likely. These blooms are on square stems, but it's not invasive like mint. Mint is another square stem plant. This is probably actually going to be in the same family, but because this is actually what a coleus bloom looks like as well. Once they've spent, of course, this is the seed pods left. But lyre leaf sage, like I said, it has a lot of different properties and stuff like that. Dabs them with cotton swab dipped in alcohol. Yeah, that's one of the things that I have heard, but they keep coming back. So yeah, lyre leaf sage. Google it. Make sure you've got the right plant before you start ingesting or making tinctures and stuff out of this. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. It's the leaves and the roots that are the best. I don't know that you use the flowers for anything, but I don't think it would hurt to use the flowers. But just make sure that you know what you have before you start doing it. And like I said before, one of the best ways to learn herbalism is go out in your backyard, pick a plant, identify it, and learn everything you can about that one plant. Okay? It's not always the best thing to say, oh, I've got high blood pressure. Let me find what treats high blood pressure, because what works for others may not work for you. Just like in the medicine world, one medicine, it treats a lot of things, but it doesn't work for everybody. So keep that in mind. The best thing to do is pick a plant, learn it, and then go from there. Pick another one, learn it, go from there. All right? So that is the plant of the week, lyre leaf sage. Now,
we got to go through the books real quick.
The book of the week. And y'all are going, that's a lot of books of the week. That's 4 books. That's not one book. This is 4 books, yes, but it's the point of the books that make it the book of the week. So this is the first one.
Yes.
What do y'all read at the top? Field guide. Okay. Yes. Field guides, no matter what the content is one of the best things you can have in your library of books. This one is edible plants for the Eastern Central North America region. They make these specifically for regions, so find the one for your region. I also have one for East Central medicinal. I have one on mushrooms.
Well, give them time to read it, baby. You're going.
It's not about the book. It's about the fact that it's a field guide. Go find your field guides. I also have one on animal tracks, believe it or not. Now,
that's pretty cool.
I also have to say a huge thank you because I just acquired these this past weekend. Miss C.D. Squatcher brought me a gift. So she left me some books, and I just had to make them the book of the week. So,
and, we got a couple other books we need to recognize too.
Oh yeah, we will. But a field guide, guys, let me show you. On this side is the plant, all the information about the plant, and how to identify it. Okay. This book will tell you where to find the plant, what to look for, things like that. If it's medicinal, I'm sure it's going to tell you what the medicinal properties are. So if you do not have a field guide, go find one now, especially for edibles and medicinals. Okay. And that's it on my book of the week. Okay. Where do we find books? Amazon. Cheap. They have used ones.
You moved on with this tonight, didn't you, baby?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We got a lot to cover.
All right, well, of course, Mr. Barton's going to know who this belongs to. So
Well, thank you,
I'll go
brother.
check out Mr. Barton's book, and I've started on it, and
It's a lot of
a
information.
lot
in
of
this book.
information
A
and
lot
a
of
lot of different
research.
stuff. So
Yeah,
y'all,
thank you.
y'all order that. It's a good book, and also he's got several more too. So, and also these here from Mr. Groves. Go get them. As in fact, he done some similar writing to like Bill White did, who wrote the book on Alabama's Bigfoot. I mean, they're very similar. It caught me off guard. They kind of got the same writing style, and but that's, y'all can see them. Y'all check Mr. Barton's books out, and Mr. Groves there. So,
And I'm going to go one step further. A lot of our YouTube family has books or videos or products. Y'all go support them. Purchase their products, purchase their books, help them out because they put a lot into it.
Thank
a lot of
you.
time.
Yeah, thank you, Sister Becca. Good to see y'all again.
Good to see you too, Mr. Barton. Glad to have y'all on. And
Sorry I didn't get to say bye, Becca, but I was scared to death to drive through Birmingham in the day, so I was like, I'm going. We're going.
You're fine. I understand.
Well, we
Birmingham's not Atlanta. I'll say that.
yeah, we would have missed Birmingham traffic, but that would have put us right in Nashville.
Yep.
Right.
Early morning traffic, and that would be even worse. I
Oh, my
think.
goodness.
yeah, Nashville is a little worse than Birmingham.
Yeah.
I think I had Bart scared to death when we was leaving y'all's mountains, just going down the hills.
Yeah.
He was like, slow down, slow down, slow down. I'm like, I've got this, baby. He's like, you're doing like 50. I'm like, the speed limit's like 55.
So can't you tell you're going down a big mountain?
Let me address this comment real quick. So,
Right.
yes, your iPhones will, so will Androids. Anything with a Google has a reverse image lookup. I am not a fan of the apps that they make for plant identification because they're usually uploaded by people, and people make mistakes. So if you're using the search engines to identify and do a reverse image lookup, which I know iPhones can do as well, that's what I use because it gives me the university's identification, and those are usually 100% accurate.
Right.
Whereas the Plant ID apps usually, like I said, people submit the answers to what the Plant ID apps are. I used one that was recommended highly, and I just tried it out one day on a plant that I wasn't sure what it was, but I thought I knew what it was. It was a wallflower. It was a wildflower. And the Plant ID app told me it was a cabbage.
Oh, wow.
So I'm big fan of anything that will accurately identify a plant. That's why I say use Google and stuff, because they have a reverse image lookup. Again, you have to verify the sources though, because it will pull up everywhere a similar image is, but you can scroll through all of the places it says that image is and find the reputable sources. Okay. And the reason I say get a field guide is, what if you don't have internet or a way to do it? Having it in a physical form bypasses should the need happen.
Right. We might not have internet much longer the way things are shaping up, it looks like, Mr. Becca.
Very true. Very true. And do y'all hear us good?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah,
you
we did
good.
just fine, brother.
Okay, good deal. Good deal.
Thank you all for
Well,
showing us hospitality while we was down there in Alabama. It's such a beautiful place.
I appreciate y'all coming by and visiting with us, and glad we was able to get out and show y'all some of the countryside. I hate we didn't make it to Creepy Mountain,
Right.
but that's always next time. So
Always next time. It was our pleasure to come down and see y'all, brother. Y'all are great people, and I knew from the moment I first met you that y'all were good people and our kind of people. So
That's right.
we're
y'all
going
are.
to be back.
I appreciate that.
We're going to be back as soon as we find a way around Highway 65, because that road about beat me to death.
Oh my goodness.
By the time I got home, my arms were like jello. It was so
Kind of
horrible.
rough.
It was horrible.
Yeah, from Alabama to Nashville was a mean stretch of road, I
It
tell you.
was.
Y'all may have to come down back through LBL and come down that part of Tennessee and come into West Alabama and come in maybe or something.
Yeah.
It would
It
probably
may
be
be a
better.
route.
You know, I can't wait to get back down there, brother, and start exploring those mountains and creeks. And I know there's caves everywhere.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
Are you guys still there? Hi, everybody. It's Mark and Rebecca. Nice to see you guys. I was like, where'd they go?
She was the mouse again.
She forgets and she goes to play and
It's got buttons on the side.
I know,
What
mine
mouse needs buttons on the side?
Mine
Right.
has them too. Bart pushes them all the time.
They're tricky. They can be tricky.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead,
get
Mr.
down there
Mark.
exploring all those caves, Brother Mark. I won't ever want to leave in caves and creeks, I tell you.
But Alabama and Kentucky remind me of a lot of each other.
Yeah.
Parts of Kentucky I've been in, and especially the hilly areas reminds me of the hilly areas of Alabama and parts of Tennessee and stuff like that. So a lot of similar territory, you know.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, that place you took us to, that path on the mountain, what was that called?
Bulls Gap.
Bulls
Bulls
Gap. That
Gap.
was the
Oh.
prettiest view I've ever seen outside the state of Kentucky. I tell you that.
It was beautiful.
Just
Absolutely beautiful up there. Love to go
Yes,
back.
very nice place. And there's boogers are sitting there right there on top of it too. So
Yeah.
definitely a place to go check out. And
I wish they would have answered me when I screamed at them.
well,
As being shy.
that time it may have been something about that time of day, or if we'd been up on the very top, it may have. We could have pitched that sound out a lot further on both sides of the mountain, and we may have picked up something. But that's like you just don't never know. I mean, you can go 100 times and nothing happened, and then go at one time and you've experienced the same thing I have, and there it is all of a sudden. So.
All of a sudden, when you least expect it, and you don't have your cameras going or your mics going, and suddenly there's the evidence that you've been looking for 20 or 30 years, and you're not ready for it. That's me.
Did Mark and Becca see the fingerprints?
Yes.
So I didn't know if y'all seen the fingerprints or not on
Yeah.
the
I
car.
just saw them. Mark did not share.
Oh,
Well,
No, I did. Now I sent Brother Mark some pictures now.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got them now.
we'll
Yeah,
show
they
them
were
here.
all over.
When you're ready for us to show them, you let me know. And
Well, just anytime you want to show them, brother, you go right ahead. But they were all over my side of the car, and I think we got them there at the part of the Talladega National Forest we were in, because we went down that dusty road, and whatever left these fingerprints had real oily skin, and the dust stuck to the fingerprints. And there's some that you can actually see the dermal ridges in, but they were just all over my side of the car. It was very, very, very strange. Didn't you think, honey?
yes. And we actually found some more on the window when we got home.
Yeah.
3 little tiny marks on
Yeah.
the top part of the window.
Right. Whatever this thing was, bro, it only had 3 fingers on each hand. So
Mhm.
don't know what that was.
Let me do it.
I know. When I was looking at it, it had an odd look to it.
Yeah.
And and that happened here with us. When we found some oily looking handprints on Rebecca's car, and I'm wondering if that happened when when Gary and Crystal and all of us walked up that road a little piece.
Mhm.
It might have, but it was definitely before we went down that gravel road. Because
True.
all the dust it kind of acted like a fingerprint kit, right?
Right.
And just showed them
So
all.
it is.
We were
I have
Bulls Gap, and we were in the car, and I told Letitia, I said, "Honey, has anybody been around?" I just barely saw them, and said, "Has anybody been around here getting in the car with muddy hands?" She said, "No, honey, ain't nobody been here with muddy hands." I thought, huh. And then when we got back to y'all's house, I looked at them again, and it wasn't mud, it was dust.
Mhm.
They're very, very strange.
Well, it's not letting me put the photos up. It's giving me the option to do the video, but I can't get the photos up.
Wonder why it's doing that.
I don't know.
I don't know if we can pull them up on our phone and show them to you.
Right? We can always do
We
that.
can try to hold them up to the phone.
Well, give her just a minute. She may get them up.
Go
here.
ahead and hold them up, because this may take me a minute. Because I didn't put them in the format I needed to before the show.
And hello to everybody that's come in the chat. There's Sherry and Miss Diane. I've seen Jeffy, and I see some new names in there. Hillary, and I've seen a few more a while ago for welcome and to the people that's come in, and everybody in chat. And I hope I've spoke to everybody. And everybody too.
Hello to everybody. Let's see if we can get this going.
It's going to be hard to see how small they are with the
Yeah.
grunt.
Yeah,
It's too much glare.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them you can see right there at the window.
Yeah.
See that or
Right
not?
Yeah.
They're
I see
all
them pretty good.
outside
I
of the
actually
car.
can see that pretty good.
Yeah,
You
and
can?
actually showing up pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hey, Rock and Craig.
It helps that there's a lot of detail on it.
Oh yeah.
Now you can see dermal ridges in some of these,
Right.
things here.
See 'em.
And there's around the door handle.
Right. Yeah.
And you see those three. Let me see if I can get this. So that's how many fingers whatever this thing had.
Whoops.
Yep. Oops.
Hold on. I done screwed up.
That's okay. This reminds me of our show.
Wow.
Becca,
Yeah, right.
just like it. But there's
I thought I could swap who the solo was, but it's not letting me swap them.
What is you gonna do? Get them bigger
Get
screen?
their bigger screen, yeah.
Yeah, that way people can see it better. And maybe here in a minute she can figure it out. And we can
There
come
we
back.
go.
Maybe we can come back and show them.
okay. There's
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
it looked like it was trying to pull itself up and look in the window over and over again. It's just strangest thing ever.
That's what it acts like, don't it?
Yeah, it was a little bitty thing trying to look inside the car.
Do you have the one on my windshield?
Yes, I have the one on the windshield, honey.
The one we got off the windshield was tiny too. That would have been
That would have been this one right here.
Question, is that inside the car or outside the car?
Outside the car.
Outside.
On the windshield?
Yes.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
a little thin finger fella, whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but it sure paid us a visit.
And there's tiny. You can't really
Henry
tell.
says any nose prints.
Huh?
Henry asked any nose prints. Who's
No
Henry?
nose prints.
Not that we know of.
No, we looked
I
pretty
didn't see
good.
no nose prints.
Right.
But they were tiny compared to what they look like in the picture. If you look
Right.
at them in the car, they were tiny little
Yeah.
prints.
Now, that was smaller than my fingers and Gary's fingers. And Gary was there. He looked them over real good too. I don't know what they were, brother. It's just another mystery to try to figure out, right?
That's the way it goes.
You got all different kinds of inhumanoids all over the country. So
Yes, sir, you're right. There's a little bit of all of them, and a lot of stuff that goes on. You don't know if it's natural or if it's actually one of them doing something, and it's
yeah,
it's hard to say, especially if you don't see them doing it. It's hard to say
Right.
exactly what it is, but I
wish
know
we
here,
could've-
sir.
I said I wish we could have seen that thing, whatever it was, or however many it was doing that, because they was really playing around there for a while. It looked like really playing around the car there.
Well, how long were we up that road that evening? Good 30, 40 minutes.
I'd say, 30, 40 minutes. I just really didn't want to leave, to tell you the truth. It was so
Right.
pretty up there.
Well, it's definitely a.
Don't mess with the finger. I mean the
okay.
mouse.
Sorry about that. She's going to check something in a minute, but
It's okay. I'm sure it has to do with the dogs.
yeah, it does.
Always the dog. Always the dog.
Yeah, it's always.
Hey, South Forest. Hey, Catherine, Sherry,
Yeah, hello to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna pull that back up here.
Michael. We're just saying hi. I hope that's okay. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Gary.
That's okay.
Yeah, Gary, I want to thank you personally, you and Brother Mark, for all the help that you guys afforded me while I was down there. And I'm going to get your video out in the next week or so, and everybody can get the other side of the coin, right? The inhumanoid coin. So I have one side of it, and you have the other. So together, we put them together, and the puzzle becomes a little clearer.
Yes, sir, it does. I agree.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Now I know you've, here in the last few months, you've been catching a lot of evidence. A lot of stuff's been really popping up from the LBL, and
Oh, it sure
you
has.
even come down here to Talladega County and some stuff starts popping up. So it seems to be following you now. So
Seems like it's following me, right? I don't know what's going on, but I've been trying to get some evidence for 40 years now, brother. And really haven't got much.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to join so I can chat. Oh, never mind. Just
Yeah, honey.
that's okay.
Can't you can chat on the phone, right?
No, Pamela, we're sending prayers to you, honey.
There you go.
That's all. I'm good.
Okay.
It won't let me chat on
Do
here.
you see the comments on the side of your screen?
Yeah, but it says join the chat. So when I hit join the chat, it tells me I have to go through YouTube. I tried to do just now, and you've seen what all I had to go through. So I'll figure it out next time.
Here's what we do.
That's what I was trying to do too, but it don't give me a choice to live chat on here anywhere.
Yeah, so mine does right there.
Well, mine's not.
Yeah, there's no.
Mine don't give me no live chat on my phone. His does.
Use his.
Subscribe to the channel, honey.
Well, of course I'm subscribed.
Well, make sure, because sometimes they unsubscribe people.
Yeah.
And
And we did have some people get unsubscribed and come back in because we were at $9.99 and then we dropped to like $9.95 and then came back up. So
every day it's the same old game, Sister Becca.
Yep.
Up 2, down 1, up 3, down 2.
yeah,
well, I'm glad
Yeah, you are.
you hit this week that we went over 1,000. So it's a good show. You coming
Good.
on, and
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Jean Hudson says she got unsubscribed too.
Well, I am subscribed, but it will not let me chat.
That's just wild.
I don't understand.
that is weird.
That is not fair.
Hey, Wanda.
You have to say it then, baby.
It's not fair.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's going on there. That's strange.
See, live
That's
chat.
just that YouTube world,
Yeah.
that YouTube world.
Usually it's right here. It says chat, just like
Yeah.
yours, but there's nothing.
Oh,
Facebook
YouTube-
does
Google,
it too.
Yeah, Google does what they want to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Man, and
Well, at
it's
least
still-
yours is pulling up because mine won't even pull up.
Oh my goodness.
I keep clicking on the video and it's like, no, not
Yeah.
today.
Now you know, brother, there's a certain type of YouTuber that has this problem. The other types go straight through the roof with subs and views and all that stuff. But the kind of channels that we have, every new subscriber is a struggle to keep, simply because they'll X them right out for some reason.
There's
But I call it the truthers. It's the truthers that have this problem, and not so much as the creepypasta channels, or the chat-generated content channels, or the what do they call those videos? Maybe reaction videos. Yeah, it's just people like us that have this problem. But we gotta. This is the hand that we're dealt, brother. We gotta play it right.
That's all we can do. And I know one thing, as well as you do, what holds us back some is because we mention Christ. So
Yep,
Yep.
they don't like us mentioning that name. And
they sure don't. It's all the more reason to keep mentioning it.
that's right. That's right. Because that tells you that the name means something.
That's right. It sure does. And we're here to tell the truth.
That's right.
Jesus Christ is the truth. So, there's no way around that.
Yes, sir. That is very correct.
We just do our thing, brother, and let the good Lord take care of everything else. And we finally got up to over 8,000 subs in a little over a year. And I think we're up to like 8,045 now. So yeah, things are going good, and hopefully we'll all grow together. We're all about the same message. So We want to all
Yes.
grow together, and tell all my people to make sure they subscribe to the channels that are on our channel recommendation list. And you guys are there. Now, I looked the other day, and Roger wasn't there, honey. Are you sure that you added him?
Yeah, I got to go update
Maybe
ours.
he and
I don't know. I thought I
Squatch
did.
and Holler.
I'll check. Yeah.
Well, you need to check and make sure that Roger's there too. Yeah, we want everybody to grow together and be successful. And it's an uphill battle, but we can do it with the good Lord's help, brother.
Oh yeah, that's correct. And that's what Rebecca was saying. We got to probably need to update ours. Recommendations, or what have they call it in YouTube.
Yeah, channel recommendations.
Yeah.
South Force 10 in there. How you doing, brother?
Uh-huh.
A lot of good people in the chat right now. Did you get it figured out,
I
honey?
think so.
But you're right, brother Mark. I've been getting, suddenly, it's like the doors of the LBL opened up all of a sudden and showing me all the secrets that she's been keeping from me. We've been going down there for 20 years now. And we got some of the best evidence that I've ever seen anybody get right down there in LBL in the last 3 months or so.
Yeah. I'm in.
So the funny thing is nobody's paying much attention, and I don't know, can't really figure that out. But I just have to do my best and put it out there, and what happens after that, it's not up to me. So we got a scientifically validated vocalizations from 3 different creatures down there first. Then we got a screenshot of the beast of LBL, or one of the beasts. And then that video of some type of portal that was way on out there in the middle of a bunch of downed trees. And I don't know who in the world would be out there building a campfire or anything, because you got all those timber rattlers,
Mm-hmm.
That's where they like to hang out on those trees. They sun on them and they get in the shade when they're hot enough. And yeah, so you go out there and you find a place that's big enough to camp and build a fire. Yeah, there you go. And all the snakes around is going to come to that light. But you can see it's got looks like a kind of a force field around it.
Wow.
And I've never seen anything like it. I'm sorry, Beck. I had to trim that just to send it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, we can play it over again in a minute.
Yeah.
And
I sent you one of Mester, brother, that was about a minute long.
The crazy thing is there was 8 witnesses to that what you just showed, and all 8 of us saw what we thought was a giant bonfire. It was orange. It was glowing. It looked like it was in a cross, like they would build a giant bonfire, and it was just flickering like a bonfire would. But as soon as I did the video through the psionics, that's what we seen. And the other girl with the thermal imager, it showed up nothing, no heat signature at all. So a bonfire is going to show up a heat signature, but on hers, it did not show up anything.
so that tells you that it was something supernatural. There's no doubt. If that thermal was not showing heat, but the night vision and your naked eye was seeing it, that is definitely something supernatural. And I'm kind of like you. It sounds like a portal, kind of what.
Well, Martin said he's seen some figures around it. Yeah.
And then Hellbent Holler, caught something very similar to that, so, and of course, Scott Carpenter caught some stuff like that. So, I mean, it's hard to dispute that stuff,
Yeah, and I don't know how you can dispute some of this stuff. And the screams, I've never seen any video like that before in my life. Just talking about that portal. And I don't know.
You want to play it again one more time, baby?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're going to play it one more time real quick.
Okay.
Let everybody. You can see the light
Reflecting
off of it.
Yes,
That's
it's
just crazy.
Wow.
Like a dome.
Right. It looked like a sphere, some kind of white sphere with like a force field, like you said, a dome around it. And I never seen anything like that before. If anybody can explain that scientifically, I sure would be interested in.
Light doesn't typically stop when it hits, unless it hits something.
Play it one more time, babe, where everybody can see it again.
Now this is zoomed in all the way. This is actually almost half mile away.
Yeah, that thing's sitting there just pulsing too.
Yeah.
But with our naked eyes, it looked like it was like flames going up,
Yeah.
and it was orange. And like I said, there was 8 of us. There was 4 in one car and 4 in another car, and we all stopped. And Bart had a question: how long was it there, and how did it leave or stop?
Well, that's a good question, Gene. Now, we're all sitting there looking at this thing and watching it, all 8 of us, and we really didn't. It was like the LBL was playing a little trick on us, or some kind of spell. And we had plans to go do something, and it was like the LBL was telling us, "Hey, this is just a bonfire, nothing to see here. Go on about your way, go on about your business, move on, don't stop." And after about 10 minutes, we all just got in the cars and left. And I called Martin up the next night or so, and I said, "Brother, that's totally unlike me to do what we did. We should have stayed there and filmed that thing all night, or for as long as we could. But we just turned our backs on it and walked away. It was like, I don't know. It was just strange.
And what was strange also is usually you pull out your cell phone and you take a picture. Well, none of us decided to take a picture of that giant bonfire, but I decided to look through it with the psionics, the night vision, and we looked through it with the thermal, but none of us took actual pictures of what we seen with our naked eye. So it was like, why? Why did we not do that? Something was telling us not to.
Well,
not to do that.
Yeah, there could be something to that. Couldn't y'all think you could see? Didn't y'all say you thought you could see some figures too?
Martin said he thought he seen some figures walking around the light, but he was he was looking at it from behind the bush, so we got in a clear view of it, and I didn't see any figures. And if there were people around there, well, they would have had heat signatures on that thermal imaging camera.
Right.
So.
Well, I was just wondering if those figures were something else, that
they could have been. Absolutely could have been, brother. And it's maybe some of these inhumanoids don't have heat signatures. So
right.
A ghost like a ghost or something like that, a specter, wouldn't have a heat signature, right? And some of these things remind me of phantoms and ghosts in ways that they can disappear and appear pretty suddenly.
Gene said, not if they were wearing suits. Could have been a UFO.
Could have been a UFO. Could have been.
Right.
Well, I don't know what it was. Honestly, I just have no idea. I've never seen anything like that before.
I know next time we go, if we run into that situation, we have a plan for it this time.
Yes, we have contingency plans for all this stuff that's happening to us.
Absolutely.
If it happens again, we're going to be able to bring y'all some fantastic evidence. We have a really nice drone. If we'd had it that night, we could have sent it over there and got some really close-up pictures of whatever this thing was. And our brand new thermal imaging video camera comes in tomorrow. So we're going to be able to bring you guys thermal imaging video. Now, that's something that's very, very rare. You see it on Monster Quest and these network television shows, but you don't really see it on YouTube because these things are so expensive. But we have just the greatest viewers that we could ever hope to have, and they help us out. And every penny that they donate and send to us because they believe in us, we put it back into the channel. Now we're able to buy a thermal imaging video camera. So that's going to be a game changer. That and that drone, I'm going to be using that drone in some very unorthodox ways that no one's thought of yet, that I've seen anyway. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to bringing you guys more evidence to expose the fact that these creatures are out there. They're not figments of our imagination. They're not myths. They're actual creatures, and they're out there in those woods. And to go out into the LBL woods at night is no small thing to do. People just don't do that. And brother, how easy it is to get hurt or killed in the woods, especially at night when you can't see good. And it really doesn't have anything to do with the inhumanoids. You got the snakes and the panthers and the bear and all that stuff that can kill you in just a heartbeat if you're not ready. So we're looking forward to getting out there and bringing you guys even more. And hopefully I'm going to do the stream a couple more times, and hopefully we'll get some more answers. That first time we got 3 answers. I screamed once in this thing, this Aztec death scream that I do, and it was me and Martin Groves and Ron Moorhead and Daryl Denton. We were all down there in LBL. We'd been riding around a couple of hours and had to use the bathroom. And I told Bubba to pull into one of these empty campgrounds, and I was out there taking care of my business, and I did a couple of barred owl calls. It was a quiet night, about 10:30, and no response to the owl calls. But I got back to the car. I said, Bubba, I'm going to do this Aztec death scream. He said, what are you talking about? I said, well, do you remember the video that we did with Elijah and Gabby Henderson, where they had the Aztec death whistle? And he said, yeah, I remember that video. I said, well, what you don't know is the last 3 times in that video that you hear that whistle, it's not the whistle, it's me imitating the whistle, only I can do it much louder than that whistle. So he said, okay, that's a good idea. So I let off that Aztec scream, and I'll be danged if I wasn't answered almost immediately. Mm-hmm. And we're standing there all shocked, and I couldn't believe it. It's 40 years and I've never had a vocalization answered like that. And Ron Moorhead's like, I ain't never heard that before. And Bubba's like, what in the world's that? And I was like, I don't know what that was. So I screamed again, and never once did I think to pull out my camera and record this, right? So I screamed again. And at this point, Daryl Denton pulled out his phone and started recording. So what you hear on the recording is the answer to the second scream, which came from a different location than the first, a little bit further away. The first answer was from about a quarter to a half mile away. And the second answer come from across the Tennessee River. That's a mile wide. So we got that. And then I screamed again, and we got another answer from even further in on the Tennessee River. It was probably a quarter to a half mile further away than the second response. And I screamed again, and I got no response. And I was kind of glad of that, because right. No one can say, hey, it was just your scream echoing down the river, right? It was not an echo. And so I sent the video to my scientist friend in LBL, and he's been a wildlife biologist, botanist, and a naturalist for 40 years, been working at it for 40 years. And he told me, he said, Bart, what you got here is something that other researchers go their whole careers and never get close to. You have actually got recorded vocalizations of an unknown animal. I've never heard anything like this. I know it's not a human or another animal that I've ever heard of. So it's an actual unknown animal. And so that's, scientific validation there. And if you listen to the screams closely, you can hear that whatever these beings are, they're able to scream using 2 octaves at the same time, which is, I'm pretty sure, an impossibility for a human. And I'm not even sure it's possible with an animal. So.
Hi, Liberty 1776.
Yeah,
and Greg Ogles.
Hello, you guys.
Oh, yeah. Was you able to download the audio a while ago? Did it come through? If it did, we'll play it real quick.
All right.
If you have headphones on, you might want to take them off, because it gets pretty loud. My
scream, you can tell it's just screaming one octave.
All right, it's loading now, so we'll let it play here in just a minute.
Now there's the second response. Jesse Dole enhanced this for everyone. That's the one that came from across the river. Now I scream again here. And this third response came from even further away. So you can barely hear it, right? We heard it just fine. But enhanced, you can see that's the same sound.
Let's cut off a little bit.
Yeah, no. And that's my last scream that we got no response to. But if you notice that you could hear 2 different octaves in these screams, brother, it was crazy. We were all stunned that it even happened. So pretty lucky there. And then War Criminal 7 and I, we led a party out a couple months later to the spot, and it's we were going to an old iron bridge, and War Criminal and I got there ahead of everybody else. And I turned around and looked at everybody else, and I turned back around to the bridge, and War said, "Hey, brother, I got eye shine here." And I looked over, and there was this thing standing there, solid black. Its eyes glowed green in the headlamps, right? And the eyes were about 6 inches apart. Now, it looked at us for a second and went from standing up beside the tree to down on the ground. And it looked at us for a couple seconds more. It kind of looked up a little and then back down and then just eased on away. And it never made a single sound. It was completely silent. I think I sent you that picture, didn't I, brother? The screen.
Yes, right. Is that the one that we couldn't get to do right a while ago?
Get it? Well, I'll get it for you, brother.
Yeah, I think that was. I don't know what.
I can't get the pictures to come up, but I can get the videos to come up.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It don't make no sense, does it? Usually you fight with the video.
Let's see if I can find it for you here.
I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
You know how technology does sometimes.
Yeah. Now let's just stand by. You see that eye shine there, right? And that ear.
Oh, yeah.
Now we went back a couple weeks later, and I stood by the tree. Now the underbrush had gotten really, really thick and high, but I'm just a tiny little speck. You could just barely see my hat there. And War Criminal, he's a big guy, you know, a real big guy. You think you met him, brother. And he said, oh my goodness, bro, that thing's twice as big as I am. And I'm like, wow, that's a big deal right there, because War Criminal's a huge fella. And so that's the first picture that I know of one of the beasts of LBL. So all this within the last 3 months, and it's
because when we went back, we actually crossed over the bridge to stand exactly where that creature was standing.
Yeah.
And War Criminal and Truthwalker was on the other side of the bridge, and they couldn't even barely see Bart. They was like, wave your hat, do something where we can see you. So that thing had to be huge.
It was huge. It was just
in order for. And now my dog's acting up. I'll be right back.
It was a gigantic creature, whatever it was. Now, of course, we don't know what it was. It doesn't really look like a Bigfoot to me, and it doesn't really look like a dog man either. So it might be either or whatever, but it was sure there, and it was huge. So, and then a few weeks later, we got the portal video. So yeah, we've been having some world-class evidence we've been able to gather, my associates and I. Just happy to be able to put it out there for everybody to look at. And special thanks to Brother Daryl Denton. Without his foresight, those screens would have just been another story with no evidence to back it up. Thanks to Brother Joe and Jesse Dole for enhancing that audio where everybody could hear it really well. You know, where we could hear it good standing there, but on video, that last response come from at least 1.25 miles to 1.5 miles away, and it's strange. I just happened to hit the right pitch or the right note, and I would scream, and it was like one of them said, "I'm here," and I screamed again, and another one said, "I'm over here," and I screamed again, and another one said, "Well, I'm over here." So it was kind of like a roll call for these creatures, whatever they are.
Hi, Prospecting. Hi, Judy. Hi, Henry.
Phyllis,
Yeah, we've had a lot of people come in.
Kevin.
I just didn't want to interrupt.
Hi, Kevin.
Thank you.
Got a
There's
lot.
Greg House. How you doing, brother? I need to eat some more of your chili.
We got Mark and Wanda in here. We got Beast TV in here. Wendell's in here.
Nice.
Kevin's in here. Stacy Thrasher's in here. Diane Fowler. There's so many that's in here that I just can't even recall all the names right now. So welcome to everybody.
Greg Ogles is in there.
Yep.
Y'all,
Yep.
I think y'all met him at the conference, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now, did y'all get to hear his presentation there, brother?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you know
Yeah,
that.
I've already met Greg a couple of times. He's been down to Hollins with me and Rebecca.
Oh, that's
okay.
right. He
Yeah.
told us about that. That's right.
Yeah.
We forgot about that.
So brother Martin took and war criminal, and I took Greg to a spot in the LBL a few months ago, and Adam Davies was with us, and Martin got up there between these two big tall trees, these two tall pine trees at the edge of a graveyard, and whistled a couple of times. It was very, very, very strange. But within 5 minutes or so after him whistling, it was just me and Martin and Janice, the camera lady up there. The rest of the crew was down on the road. Within 5 minutes of Martin whistling, everybody down the road was screaming and hollering, yeah, it's here. Everybody come here. We got it.
And you can't tell no more.
That's about all I can say. So
Until December.
right, his documentary will be out in December, and you guys check that out. It's going to be amazing.
December's so far though.
No,
I know.
Let's slow her down.
I wish it was coming out, this weekend. But
Sister, hey,
those editors, they take a long time, brother. Trust me. I'm one of them.
Sorry about it. We got a car pulling up.
That's
Everything.
all right.
Sorry about this.
No, that's all right.
My dog, we have to get up and take care of my dog all the time. We don't know what's going on with her. She's fine all week long. She'll lay in there in her bed and be fine, not want nothing except food and water. And then we get on Wednesday nights or we get on live with somebody and she's right here at our feet. She's whining, kicking, scratching, everything you can imagine. And I get up to let her out. I try to take care of her and she don't want no part of nothing. She just wants to bug. She just wants to bug. But she is almost 18 years old. Hi, Judy.
Yeah, she just
hello to everybody in chat. And if we hadn't called you by name, it's not that we're not ignoring you. We just, that chat's moving so quick, and I can't keep up who all come in and out. And but I did see that Mr. Mark Newble's in there, and he put out a very good documentary last night about our friend PJ, Arkansas, her property. And PJ has her own YouTube channel. She's growing.
Yeah.
She shows a lot of evidence from her property, and so everybody, I'll go over to Beast TV's YouTube and check out PJ's documentary that Mark done, and then of course support her YouTube channel. And
definitely, I'm gonna have to do that too.
If you get a chance, Barton, that'd be a lady you need to talk to.
And you said it was called Beast Trees?
Beast TV.
Beast TV.
Beast TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Then PJ's channel is Lord, here I go forgetting stuff.
It's okay.
PJ Arkansas. Lord, what is it? Somebody put it in chat for me. Y'all know how I am. I can't remember nothing. So. I went blank.
Especially when we put you on the spot like that, right?
Yeah. I have the same problem, brother. It's called old age, but we can't gripe about it too much, right? Because it's a lot better than the alternative.
Right.
So we'll just roll with the changes.
That's all we can do. And but PJ had a very unique encounter, and that'd be definitely something you would probably like to hear.
Sure, I'd love to hear it. Any friend of yours is a friend of mine. I'll tell you that, because you and Sister Beck are such great people. We're blessed that the good Lord has put people like you in our path. And just 2 or 3 years ago, we had no one, right? No one to share anything with, or trust, or call brother or sister. I had one brother outside of my 3 brothers by family, and that was it. But now I have, several. So very blessed. The good Lord has put you guys in our paths, and I think it's for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences or happenstance. So I think we all have a part to play in the coming days concerning these inhumanoid creatures.
Mm-hmm. Hey
yes,
guys,
there is some.
do you mind if I just ask one question? I'm sorry. Can everybody pray for Sister Sherry Griffey? She had a pacemaker put in yesterday, and she's doing okay, but she could still use some prayers. And without saying any names, we had a friend of ours. Their father passed away today, so just kind of unspoken prayer request for a family friend of ours. So, and that's all. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
No, you're good.
It's a great
Toward
day
the end, I'll do. Go ahead, Mr. Barton. I'm
It's
sorry.
a great day to be alive and count our blessings, brother, because
Yes, it is.
a lot of folks going through some hard times right now.
Yes. Well, I
We're so bad.
always do a prayer at the end of the show, and I ask people to put anybody that needs prayer in the chat, and I
Yeah.
usually go over the last few weeks of who else is, and if I don't see somebody's name pop up after a while, unless I'm hearing from them directly, I figure they're doing better. So I kind of, but I got Sherry's name down, and
Thank
I got
you.
the unspoken down, and
Thank you, brother.
we got several people in our chat that comes in regulars having some health issues, and we want to, make sure we say a prayer for everybody, because prayer works. It works.
Prayer does work. Absolutely correct in that.
Well, I know Rebecca's probably got some questions she wants to ask you, and I know it's going to be a whole different way. You probably going to say, what? But,
I never did get a chance to ask you the question about your ability, Sister Becca, to feel these things' presence in an area. How do you do
Give me
that?
a half a second.
She's somebody.
Had somebody calling me right in the middle of the live.
We had somebody calling us too just now.
Yeah. It was a friend of mine from California.
That yeah, there's a couple of things on this show we do that's probably a little different, and you can be thinking about it, but she always wants to know what y'all's favorite foods
Yes.
Okay.
are.
Well, mine, I'm going to ask you a question about, Sister Rebecca.
Okay.
His is easy. His is chicken fajitas.
Ooh,
So-
yum.
That sounds good.
Chicken fajitos,
And pizza.
fajitas, and pizza. Ugh.
That's it. That's about it.
Mine is tacos, of course. But
It goes with fajitas.
he don't like anything but fajitas, though. He hates tacos. He
Can't
hates
stand 'em.
burritos. He hates anything except chicken fajitas.
Now, I like the sauce and the chips too. The
Yeah.
salsa and chips too. Yeah.
That's a must.
I have a question for you. I was going to ask you the next morning, and then we decided to leave early. So remember when I was talking about my radishes? And
Yes.
I told you that they bloomed really tall and they got flowers on them, but there's no radishes. What happened? Because I've never had
Got
that
too
problem
hot and
before.
bolted.
What?
They got too hot and bolted.
Oh. So just pull them, throw them away, and start over? Okay.
Yep. You can leave them and
Well-
save the seed.
I would say on radishes, they're kind of a more cool weather plant.
Mm-hmm.
So
If you keep planting in the hot weather, it's going to keep happening.
I would wait till
Fall.
fall and replant them.
And they grow so quick. Either that or kind of grow them in a more shady area to where they don't get as hot. Plastic, black kind of keeps the soil a little cooler too. White plastic keeps it even cooler because it reflects it off. But the black plastic holds the moisture under it.
Okay.
So it kind of
Well,
helps a little bit.
I've grown them every year since we've lived here. My son built me for Mother's Day a standing garden plant just for like herbs, little herbs, radishes, green onions, stuff like that. And never had a problem until this year. And I just like I said, they're like a foot tall, and they have flowers, but there's just little red roots. That's
Yeah.
all that's there.
Bolting, what it means is it got hot and went to seed fast.
Okay.
Your lettuces, spinaches, your greens, they all will do that. The broccoli and cauliflower will do it to a degree as well, because the bloom is the broccoli basically that we eat. And if you don't pick it soon enough, then blooms will open. So in the hotter weather, the buds stay smaller and they open faster, so you don't really get to eat your broccoli. But yeah, the rest of it, the seeds just get They bloom and produce seed really fast because that's what they're supposed to do. Radish is a quick crop to grow too.
Right.
It's so quick and it's so easy, but it doesn't like that hot weather.
I guess so, because usually I grow like 3 or 4 batches a year, and this year I put the first one in, and there's nothing.
Yep.
It's just a big old
Yep.
tall plant.
Well,
Oh,
the
Planted
good-
at the same time,
Huh?
same time as usual.
Yeah, usually same time as usual.
No
But
weather been
it got hotter this year quicker or something, because we even opened our swimming pool early this year because it
Yep.
got too hot. So
That's what I was just about to say. Did it get hotter in your area than usual? So
yeah.
my spinach bolted 2 weeks after planting it. I bought some transplants at Tractor Supply because I was like, oh, we're gonna have some salad because I can grow spinach.
Okay, Greg.
But yeah, it bolted within 2 weeks. I
Wow.
mean, it didn't do anything. It just went straight to seed and moved on. I was like, dang.
Dang.
Well, that might have been a good thing
But that's
because
all it is.
we did get one radish and I ate it because I love radishes, but I was miserable for about 5 hours after that. I had to eat a Tums and everything. So it
So
really
it-
was hotter.
didn't agree with me at all.
He got the only radish.
Yeah, and it was hot too.
I was sad.
Well, going on about the crops and stuff, like everything we planted here this year, I didn't get good stands. And plus, we're not hardly getting any rain here. We're real, which y'all seen how low the ponds were last week.
Yeah.
We get just enough rain at the wrong moment to keep us from doing what we need to do, but then it's gone.
Well, we're getting all your rain up here, down
Yeah.
to whatever here.
And now, now we're starting to get some of y'all's heat because when we were down there, bro, that was like the hottest day of the summer so far. I think it was like
It was still cool here.
It was like 97 degrees when I got in the car. I was like, it's
Yeah.
97 degrees. No wonder I'm hot.
100%
And that's
humidity.
a black car for you right there.
Yeah.
Black car is the worst thing to have here in the South.
Yeah.
I owned a little black Kia myself. It was awful.
Oh,
That's why
man.
you see so many white
Yeah.
vehicles in Alabama.
Yeah,
White is real common color in Alabama.
Yeah.
That's my favorite color car anyway.
But
is
we're having hot days but cool nights still, which is affecting all of our stuff growing. So
Wow.
we're
Is-
finally hitting some hot nights, I think, now.
Yeah.
Talking about the weather, a good friend of mine that has a YouTube channel, which is dedicated mostly to homesteading, deep south homestead out of Mississippi. He's down in South Mississippi, and he does a porch time every Tuesday morning. Talks about Christ mostly, but he also gets in the weather, and he kind of stays away from politics. He just deals with other things. But he said that last year, and I remember him saying this, anything above the 34th parallel was going to catch the devil with weather. And I've been watching that this year, and he's hit the nail on the head with that. It's where we live is right on the 33rd parallel. Well, right above us is, I think, about North Alabama, Tennessee line, I think, where the 34th is. From there up toward y'all and Ohio and Indiana and back to Oklahoma. I mean, y'all been getting a lot of rain, a lot of tornadoes,
Yeah, we have.
A lot of yuck.
a lot of.
Badness.
So I don't know if that weather pattern is trying to shift more and more north. I mean, that's kind of the way it's looking, and so
Yeah, because last year we would have had air conditioning on in the bedroom, probably in April. End of April, early May, that air conditioner unit would have been on and running. Or the one in the living room, we would have already had it out in April. This year, we're still having 50s at night, or we were until this weekend. So
Yeah.
That's crazy.
it's been unusual this year.
So what
It is.
kind of questions you got for Bart there, sister? I
Yeah.
like to hear this.
Kind of derailed you there, didn't we?
So what have I got for Bart?
Yeah.
Well, I always ask what your favorite thing to cook is. What's your favorite dessert? What's your favorite food? And if you had to pick a plant, what plant would you pick?
Dandelion for my plant.
Definitely mine too, because you can eat that right up.
And they are so delicious. I love dandelions.
Right? So favorite dessert would have to be hot fudge sundae, I have to say.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love those.
Mine is cherry dipped ice cream cone from Dairy Queen.
Yes.
Here we go about the ice cream.
There we go. Ice cream.
Blizzard is just a tad bit better.
I don't care what happens. Somehow in this chat, there's always gonna be ice cream pops up, and we got the bluebell plant sitting right here 5 miles away.
Oh,
Let's eat it right now. We're on diet.
Oh man! But
oh,
now, Mr. Barton, I have a question for you. All
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Barton had a question for me.
Well, I was just going to say, I've never been on a diet in my life, just except for seafood diet. And
I used to be that way.
Now he was going to ask you about your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
good ones.
Feeling.
Good ones. How does you remember you?
Yes,
asked
yeah.
her?
What does it feel like when you get around one of these boogers? I mean, how can you feel
Well,
that?
Up until COVID hit, it was pretty regular. And these migraines have changed some. So now it's not working as much as it used to. I figured out, I guess, maybe how to turn it off. Now I have to actually concentrate. But usually, like, we'll be driving down the road and a feeling it's going to be strange describing it, but a feeling will hit me. So if we're driving down the road and something just hits me, like right here, that is, we're being watched. They're wanting to see what we're doing. We have their attention. I can't tell where that's coming from, but if they're in the area and we are not their sole source of attention, basically, I can like tell like a creepy ant feeling. I know that's weird. If it's in my elbow, on this side, they're that way, a little ways off. If it's down in my wrist, then it's further off. If it's up closer, that means they're closer. And like when they move or we move, like going down a road, I can feel it move actually across my back to the other side. It's weird. It's
Nice.
it's a pinpointed anxiety attack, I guess, because I've always heard that's what people feel like their anxiety feels like, but it's not anxiety. That's what it is. And I thought it was crazy for a while until that day I saw the fog and they saw it stepping out in the road, because I was like telling them all night, well, it's over here and it's over here. It's moving over here again. It's like they were trying to pull the attention away. And we were over here and the rest of the group was over there. And I looked at Mark and I said, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? What is that? He said, that's a Bigfoot. It just stepped in the road. I was like, that's a what? Because all I see is rolling fog.
Mhm.
So it kind of confirmed for me that is what these feelings are. And then like this past week, when we were up on the club with Pat and them, I felt super blocked. If you can imagine, I felt there was a dome around us and it was preventing me from feeling anything, which was the first time I felt that on Creepy Mountain.
Wow.
It's
Got to go there.
Yeah. Next time we'll go there. We're going to come down again and visit you sometime, brother. You and Sister Becca.
oh yeah, you're welcome anytime. That when Rebecca told me at first she was feeling things, I didn't really take her serious on that like I should have.
Yeah.
But I started paying attention what she was saying. And I started, she'd say, well, I feel it over here to my left. And I would start kind of watching that area. And that's how a lot of times I'd end up either hearing something in that area moving, or I would either catch eye shine looking at us. And typically that eye shine would be up in 7, 8 foot range.
Yeah.
And after 2 or 3 times of that, I figured out, I said, she's not pulling my leg or I shouldn't say pulling my leg. I should say she's not. I mean, she's being for real, So And then that night out in the Talladega National Forest, we were not far from Cheehaw with another group of Bigfoot researchers. And we were all standing up on top of this hill. And Rebecca was pointing everywhere. But she said she was here, you know, so I knew then we were surrounded. But there was one, I think he was fixing to try to cross the road and come up the hill toward us. Probably was going to cross that road and try to, I'm figuring, belly crawl up that hill toward us. But happened to be four of us standing there looking. And there was enough ambient light that night. And around here, y'all seen the marble. So our roads are real white looking.
Because they're paved with it.
You know, because they use marble gravel. So he stepped out into that road, and three of us seen what he was. But
My daughter,
Rebecca,
one of her friends, and Mark.
But Rebecca seen what looked like a fog. And I've heard other people bring that up before about like they're seeing a fog.
Yeah,
you know,
Roger's wife said she saw vapor. Yeah,
smoke rolling off your fire. You can see it actually rolling. Mm-hmm. That's how the fog was doing. It was actually movement in that fog. Yeah. It was wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And, hey, PJ, it's good to see you in here. PJ's in here. She's the one I was telling you about.
Well, we got confirmation that night from both spots that I kept feeling it from. Mm-hmm. We got the second spot confirmation the next day. Without going into too much detail, all the ladies went down the hill to where the trucks were parked, and we all took a little bathroom break. And we cleaned it all up, put it in the back of the truck. We found the toilet paper moved around in the back of the truck when we were somewhere else the next day. So something had picked it up and looked at it and put it back. So, which was kind of wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Good night, Mark.
Mr. Barton, have you thought about going to Daniel Boone much? I know that's a little further for you, but
we got plans, brother. We got plans to go to Daniel Boone and Red River Gorge. We got plans to go to Tennessee. We got all kinds of plans coming up, and all I need is the time to get this stuff done. And so yeah, lots of plans, lots of good stuff coming up soon.
Okay, well, good. Me and Rebecca went to Daniel Boone. Very beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
Very boogerish place.
Yeah, that's where we went through going to Cumberland Falls, right? We went through part of the Daniel Boone National Forest.
Yeah.
Is that where the Laurel River was?
Is that up around Cumberland Falls?
Well, Daniel Boone's about the half of eastern part of Kentucky.
Okay.
We were down toward close to the Tennessee line.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's all east of 75, a bunch of it toward Cumberland Gap, and goes in there around Corbin and Williamsburg.
Yeah, we went through there.
Yeah, that's where we went through. Yeah.
We didn't
back
stop.
There in Hazard County and all that. What's that other county that a lot of people sing about?
Harlan.
Harlan. There you go.
Harlan, so,
we're all back in there.
Yeah. We can't wait to get there. We got all kinds of plans, brother, and
we'll have to meet you guys up there or something.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
We have to do that. We have the technology now to go out and actually do what we need to do, and so these won't be just stories anymore. We'll have actual evidence to back up anything that happens. So,
well, people need to be paying attention to us. All of us that's really showing evidence. I mean.
Right.
And a lot of people are not. I agree. A lot of people are not paying attention, and I agree with you. A lot of them are more about the creepypasta and that. And the ones of us that's really trying to show stuff, a lot of folks is not paying it no attention. And
it's kind of peculiar to me, brother. It just is. I don't know what I have to do. Put one of these things head on a table before someone pays any attention. But this is like I say, I've been doing this 40 years, and I've never gotten this much evidence of anything other than stories or an occasional picture of a footprint or something like that. But these last few months has just been crazy.
Yes.
It's definitely like the veil is thinning, and it's what people say. And what's really happening is we're in Revelations, so things are being revealed, and it's the time is right for that to happen, and it's happening.
Yes, I agree. There's a lot of things unfolding right now.
Yes.
And if people don't believe it, I don't know what to tell them. But there's a lot of stuff, unfolding, and we're going to see a lot more, and we're going to see some crazier things happen.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Right. Everybody better be prayed up and have their minds right and their hearts right, because things are about to get a lot worse according to the word.
Yes, I agree with you 100% on that. We see the way people are acting with each other nowadays. Like the Bible said, there'll be self-lovers and
Yeah.
don't care, no morals. And we're seeing that, and we're seeing a lot how our governments are breaking down, and they don't have no integrity anymore, and it's just
right.
It's sad. And even our churches, I hate to say that, even our churches
Churches are breaking down.
our
too.
churches are breaking down.
Absolutely.
They've already broken down here in Kentucky, and
We
Letitia
were
and I.
just talking about the other day how all the small churches they're empty buildings now, and everybody's flocking to the feel good non-denomination churches because anybody can come, anybody can preach, anybody can do what they want to do, and there's nothing wrong anymore, and that's not right.
Right, you're right, sister. They preach they're a message of tolerance of all sin, and no one preaches like they used to, right? And they need to preach from the word of God.
It's not even a tolerance of sin anymore; it's a love of sin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Greg, you're absolutely correct on that. That even amongst us knowers, we all have different opinions because of many different types of encounters, and that is correct. We all have had different types of encounters.
Right.
Mr. Barton had a lot of, I guess you'd say, very traumatic encounters when you were growing up, and then some people have very peaceful encounters. It's kind of strange how that works, but
right. It's like Brother Gary. I mean, he taught me something, and I taught him something. Right, when we were down there visiting, and that's the way it's supposed to be, and the way it has to be if we're to move forward. And I've only had bad experiences with these inhumanoids, and Brother Gary Spikes, he's only had good experiences with them, and they actually pray with him, and that's not the first time or the first person I've heard say that. So, we have to weigh each individual clue and put them together, which it tells me that there's more than one type of these creatures, right? At least in temperament, there's types that tolerate human beings and don't want to interfere with them. And there's also the type that comes up and wants to terrorize people. It's almost like they feed on the fear that they generate. And these things that I dealt with in my whole family, not just me, but my whole family, when back in the 70s, they generated so much fear. It had my dad actually contemplating killing us all rather than taking a chance of one of these things getting in the house and running off with one of his kids. He was just going to kill 6 kids, himself and our mother. So, it had to be pretty serious for a grown man to even contemplate that course of action, right? So, yeah, everyone has different experiences, and that's what I was telling Gary, that if it's true, it deserves to be shared. So, if there are more than one types of these creatures, they're not all evil, demonic in nature, Nephilim, then that needs to be shared. And Gary was kind enough to do that for the first time for me, and I sure appreciate you, Brother Gary. It's going to be a fantastic video when I put this out. Yeah.
Yes, sir, it is. That was I've heard a few more similar to Gary's about having very good relationships, I guess you'd call it, or encounters where people have them on their properties, and they wasn't bothering nobody. And I even had to say that with me and Rebecca, between Creepy Mountain here and a few other places that we've lived, the boogers have never really bothered us. But then again, I could go 20 miles south of here to a family. It was like you. They got tormented.
Yeah.
And, or, other places. So it's just, I don't understand that. And,
Right.
But y'all go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to light this lantern behind me. That way, for me and Rebecca's getting dark. But,
Also
It's
getting
dark on you.
The crazy thing about us is like we live within 3 miles? We live within 3 miles of where all the terror happened to his family back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing ever happened here. So, well, I mean, we've had a couple of strange things happen down the road, but it's like, where'd they go? Are they still over there? They didn't follow him here, we don't think.
Well, when I was 9, I didn't know Jesus Christ. I didn't know Jesus Christ till I was 12. So now everything's different now, and we depend on the Lord to keep us safe from these things. That's why we have no fear when we go out, and I don't think He's ever going to let me down. If He intended for me to be harmed or killed by these inhumanoid creatures, it would have happened long, long ago. So we have no fear. We've replaced the fear with faith, and this allows us to go where most people don't dare to go, like the Land Between the Lakes at night in those deep woods. So that's not something that people do, right?
Yeah.
Y'all keep talking.
And Barton, not my business, but at one time did someone shoot at them? Sometimes it's the future and the challenge.
Y'all bear with us a minute,
You're fine. We're gonna have a question from Gene real quick.
Yeah. Yes, Gene.
Right, go ahead. I'm gonna light this light. Go ahead.
The previous occupant of the house shot at one through the back door. Shot it multiple times without any effect. It just ran off. But and these things are smart. They knew that we weren't the ones that did that, and because these river bottoms up here, I tell you, they just go for miles and miles and miles. And if you don't want to be seen, then you won't be. The only reason these things were seen and experienced by us was because they chose that, right? They chose to come up and kill all our animals and show themselves to all of us. So, that was a choice on their part. But yes, the previous resident of that house did shoot at one of these things through the back screen door. Yes.
Diane, we're located in Western Kentucky.
Yes, Henderson County. That's just below the southern tip of Indiana across the Ohio River.
We literally live in between two rivers. We live in between the Ohio River on one side of us and the Green River that connects to the Ohio River on the other side, and we live in the horseshoe area of those two rivers. So, thank you, Barton.
Had to run and get the laptop plugged in before it died.
Right.
Because I don't know if y'all have the same laptop or not. When it pops up on your screen and says your laptop's going to die, you have 5 seconds.
Oh, my goodness.
Are y'all not getting eat up by mosquitoes right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh, they really got bad here in the last couple
He
of
was
days.
like, it's getting dark, and I'm like, no, the bugs is coming out, Mark. I'm getting eat up. That's what y'all see me doing over here.
Well, I know that they've gotten really bad here over the past couple of days. It's like they were okay, and now they're just everywhere.
Everywhere. As soon as you step outside.
Greg made a comment earlier that flea and tick season was for 2.5 months.
Yep.
Greg is lying. Down here, it's year round except for 1 month.
That's the way it is here.
We had mosquitoes in February.
Yeah.
And make sure he knows that at LBL, the ticks never die. Ever.
They don't.
Ever.
They never go dormant.
We was down there
Oh my
camping.
God.
We was down there camping in January, and he had ticks on him in January.
So did Daryl, didn't he?
And so did
Yeah.
Daryl.
I asked my biologist friend about that, and it's so good to have a scientist friend that you could ask questions, and get real answers. And he said, brother, those ticks don't ever go completely dormant down there, so don't ever let your guard down when you go to LBL. there's going to be ticks there. And he's right. But I think I've learned the trick on how to not get any ticks or chiggers. And finally, after 20 years,
Yeah.
Oh, chicks,
last time we
they're
went down was the first time that I didn't get a single tick or chigger on me.
Right.
So, yeah.
And if you use it, you cannot have cats.
Yeah.
So
Deadly to cats.
very deadly to cats. I can't
permethrin.
permethrin.
Yeah.
If you use it, do not get around any cats.
Yeah.
It'll kill them. So,
Can't get it on your skin.
but
either.
it works on the bugs. It does work on the bugs.
Oh yeah. Sorry about the little 3-ring circus there for a minute, but
Oh, it's all right.
We have it every Wednesday night.
Yeah,
every Wednesday night.
every Wednesday night it's something.
Yeah.
we that's what I tell everybody. I said, when you come watch me and Rebecca, you're gonna get reality. You ain't gonna be nothing hid.
Yeah, raw, real, and true.
Raw and real.
And that's the way it ought to be. And no slick productions. It's just real life and real people.
Oh,
That's right.
I'd like to comment. Michael X says Eternity Ticks in the LBL. One more thing that's scary about that place. I always say that the ticks are the beast of LBL. Plain and simple. I found the beast, and it is the ticks. They never go away.
She got about 500 or 600 of them on her at one time. Those seed ticks, and I tell you,
We were lucky we didn't get any ticks. Well,
Yeah, we did.
we did. We got a few ticks,
We
but we
did.
also got the red bugs. Them
Oh.
chiggers is a nightmare.
Chiggers are bad.
Terrible.
You go fuck yourself.
These sea ticks that I got attacked by, I had to go to the hospital, and they had to give me steroid injections because I had like 500 of them on my legs and my feet, and
All
oh
the
my
way
gosh,
up, all the way up to your neck. It took
won't talk-
me.
You slept in their hatch spot.
It took me a long time with the tweezers to get all those dang ticks off of her. I tell you. And
I shaved my legs 3 or 4 times. I took the hottest bath I could take. I scrubbed, and I still got out of the shower the last time. And he's like, "Get the tweezers," and we're like little monkeys, just picking ticks off each other. It was bad.
I only had a couple hundred on me. I felt lucky.
Well, I'll tell you another place don't go visit is
Florida.
in Florida. I went down to my friend's place, Pat Rance. He was in here earlier. I don't know if Pat's still in here or not. He
He's
goes by
Skunk
Skunk Ape, but he's got a cabin in the Ocala National Forest. And them things were dropping out of trees like army soldiers with parachutes. I mean, I don't know how many ticks we picked off of us and come home, and a couple of friends of ours went with us, and I'm gonna tell you, them things were vicious down there, and it's them little bitty ones about the size of a pinhead,
Yeah.
They're awful.
and
Ticks.
Yeah, that's what we thought. We had dirt on our feet at first, and I'm like, how in the world do we get our feet dirty? We had socks and shoes on the whole time, and got to looking, and it wasn't.
They were
dirt at all.
moving.
Yeah.
The dirt was moving. Somebody asked you if you are kin to Greg Nunnelly.
Greg Nunnelly? No, I don't think I'm in any relation to Greg Nunnelly. No, sir. No, sir, Mr.
there's
Greg.
I meant to tell you, there's a bunch of Nunnellys live down in here where we at.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of Nunnellys. I went to school with some Nunnellys.
Well, way back when our family name used to be Nunnally, spelled with an A, but they broke off. I don't know, about a century ago, and we formed 2 different clans. The Nunnallys and the Nunnellys, but everyone just calls us Nunnelly, which is much more simpler to pronounce. So yeah, we're all kin somehow, somewhere down the line.
Now, where does the name Nunnelly derive from? Is that English or
Irish, Dutch Irish? Yeah.
Okay.
So I seen something up here. What was it?
Is it anybody got questions more for Mr. Barton or Letitia? Y'all be asking them, and
Okay, I'm
we
looking.
got to keep them on much longer.
Somebody
I
said
know they
something
probably
about
ready to go
Lyme.
relax.
Sorry about that. Somebody
Okay.
said something about Lyme's disease. Well, Bart has been dealing with Lyme's disease since 2009.
Yeah.
He got bit by a tick, and he's had Lyme's disease ever since. So it is bad.
Yeah, that's one of the other other dangers of going out and looking for these things, right? People don't think about the bugs, the diseases that bugs carry. And I never once thought that I would get Lyme disease, but I did, and it was pretty bad there until they actually got me diagnosed and treated. None of the doctors here had ever seen it before. And I finally ran into one doctor that had seen one case in this area, and he's the one that actually diagnosed me and put me on those antibiotics. But I haven't had much problems with it since then. But they say that it eventually leads to all kinds of problems, Parkinson's and ALS and
Really?
Oh yeah,
So even if you took the antibiotics,
multiple
it could
sclerosis.
still.
Yeah, well, the problem is he started running a fever, and he seemed perfectly fine. He started running a fever like 103, 104, and I'm like, baby, you got to go to the hospital. He's hard-headed. He wouldn't go to the hospital, and he just kept. I'd give him the medicine. His fever would break, and it'd come right back. Well, finally, I was just, you know. And
I don't
I was
trust
like,
doctors, brother.
You're going to the hospital. You're going to the hospital. So we took him, and they said, oh, you're fine. You're a fine, healthy young man. Just go home, take some, medicine, be done.
Yeah.
Well,
Tylenol.
he just kept getting the fever over and over and over. And I went back and I demanded blood tests. I want Lyme's disease. I want Rocky Mountain spotting fever. I want every test you can test him for, because we've got to find out what's wrong with him. There's something. You don't just get 104 fever for no reason. Yeah. And they're like, I used to
never get sick, and then I started getting sick once every couple months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad.
So I was like, no, there's something wrong. And they're like, nope, he's fine. Just go ahead and take him on home. He's fine. Well, we realized a little bit later, he's running the fever again. We realized there was a free walk-in clinic literally right across the street from our house that we had no idea about. And I was like, baby, walk over to the clinic and see what they do. And it was a free clinic. He walked in, and they identified that he was in like stage 3 or stage 4 of Lyme disease. So they hit him with as much antibiotic as strong as they could for 30 days. And then they hit you again the next month. And then they hit him again, the same amount, really strong antibiotics for another 30 days. And then they said, we can't do no more antibiotics because it'll mess your liver up. That's actually what killed his dad. So they said, now you'll just have to kind of live with it, unless you got like $100,000 a year to treat it. But for really about the next 5-6 years, about every 6 months, he would get sick, like in the bed, sick. And they said that's what it was. His Lyme's disease would just act up. So
thank you for the prayers, Gene. I appreciate that.
We've gone about a year, maybe 2 years now, where he hasn't had any episodes.
I had gotten bit by ticks several years back, and they just automatically gave me the antibiotics. They didn't test me or nothing. I wonder if that's what I have. Is that rearing its ugly head?
When a tick bites
everything else and can't come up with nothing, but they haven't tested for that. They just automatically gave me antibiotics and said, "Okay, you're good."
You might want to be tested for it. I would ask them to test you. You can ask them for that specific test. Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
it could be because that could explain that exhaustion and everything else I got going on, the body aches and pains and everything.
Sure. And every time a tick bites you, you need to have somebody watch that spot. Now, if it's a Lyme disease bearing tick, that spot will turn into a bullseye. We have a bullseye pattern around it in 24 hours.
Except yours didn't.
Well, mine was at a place that no one saw.
His was like a triangle. His was not a bullseye. His was like a triangle pattern. He still has a little scar on his back from it. So we never really realized, that that's what it was, because we was looking for a bullseye.
Right.
But his was like a
and that's me. I've always looked for the bullseye and not worried about it.
Yeah.
But I had tick bites that every time they would get to the healing stage, they would just start itching and flaring up again.
Yep.
And I dealt with these tick bites for like, what was it, about a month?
Yeah.
That they just kept itching and trying to heal and then itching again, and it was awful.
Right.
So I need to go take that test.
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt at all. Just ask them to test you for that. And Rocky Mountain spotted fever too. So that's not that ain't gonna hurt to be tested for that too.
This tick happened to get me in a
Now
place
I'm
where,
itching. I feel like
right where I
tick on
couldn't
me.
see. It got me right inside of my left shoulder blade, my
Mhm.
lower left shoulder blade, and we never did see the tick. So it did its thing and it fell off and left behind a little calling card there for me, a little going away present. So yeah, you really gotta take care and be careful when you're going out in the woods, and not just when you're looking for inhumanoids or something like that, but just in general. There's a lot of things out there that can mess you up physically.
Pamela said there's an alien triangle tick.
Right. So South Force 10, yes, the Spotsville monster is being seen yearly. It never stops. It does not migrate. It does not go anywhere. It stays right here in Harrison County, and there's a lot more than one of them, brother.
Now, do you think that's a booger, or do you think that's something else, Mr. Barton, or do you really, or you think it's a little bit of all of them?
It could be a little bit all of them, brother, because when I come online in 2005, the first thing I did with that computer is looked up the contact information to the man who used to come to our house and escort us out of there when the monster activity was so bad that the police refused to answer any of our calls anymore. They wouldn't respond to any of them. They told my dad that he really lost it with them. But luckily, he had met a man that lived about a mile down the road, and he would come, and no matter what time of night we would call, he would come and make sure that Dad and Mom got all his kids loaded in the car and got out of there. So when I talked to him, now what we were seeing was a standard, typical Bigfoot description. You know, half ape, half man, looking 8-9 foot tall, red eyes. But he saw this thing much closer than we did, and it was actually telepathically communicated with by these things. And what he was seeing was not the typical Bigfoot. It was more like a dog man with no ears, right? And human legs, long hair, sharp claws, and sharp teeth. It had a short muzzle. So I realized that was a case of two different types of inhumanoids working together in the same place at the same time. And I kept my eyes open for 40 years, you know. And just 3 years ago, I come across someone else who had a similar experience that included two different types of the humanoids working together. And that was Martin Groves. The first time I've ever heard that. And of course, I reached out to Martin, and we become best friends. So he's like you. He's my wolf brother, and I'll do anything for him, and vice versa. But it's very rare that you hear an account of two of these things, two different types of these things working together.
Right.
Yeah, that I beginning to wonder that down this way myself. So some of the pictures I've seen of different people pop up, and you'd have what looked like both types in that picture. And then, of course, I had a picture similar to that come off my property.
Yeah.
So I'm beginning to wonder that. And then some others have described what they call a bear man, what they're calling it. Because it's almost got the head of a bear.
All right, that's
They
called
said
Bearilla. Bearilla,
said-
brother, we call it in Kentucky. Yeah, and that's it's not a new thing either.
Right. So I'm beginning to wonder how many different types of all these things. What
You
is it?
can cross out the two kids.
Oh, okay.
Two kids as boats.
Oh, our boats. Oh, okay.
Well, once you get done with that Inhumanoids book, brother, you'll realize that it's an unlimited number of Inhumanoids. They can appear as whatever they want to appear as. You know, even the good Lord tells us that beware of how you treat strangers, for they could appear as regular people, and you don't know that you're entertaining them, right? So it's the same with the others. They can appear as anything they want, usually to get you to believe something wrong, and it tells us in the word that they can even appear as an angel of light. So I think it's an unlimited number of physical manifestations that they're able to achieve.
Right. And well, I mean, I've even got, I don't talk about it much, but I even got one person that said they seen a reptilian looking thing one time.
Yeah. There's a
I
whole
would love
chapter book about those nasty things. Yeah, that's. I hope I never see one of those. I'm only looking to see one more inhumanoid, brother, and then I'm going to be done. And that's the Beast of LBL. And hopefully I'll get up close and take care of my business, and I'll be done with it.
Well, I know we've been on almost 2 hours, and I don't want to wear y'all out. And
Yeah, we're having fun. Yeah, it's always good to talk to you and Sister Becca. You know, we forgot those doggone eggs again, brother. Can you believe that?
We know.
We're halfway back to Kentucky, and I'm like, "Did you get the eggs?" No. Oh. Get those eggs.
Yeah. I came out and there was like 5 dozen eggs still sitting on the kitchen counter. I was like,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'm even more sorry, Sister Becca, because she don't eat them. Well, I eat them. I love them. I grew up on them, you know, and to me, they're a lot better than store-bought eggs.
if I come through Kentucky next month heading to see my
we'll
kids,
drop some with you.
I may just swing through and drop off some with you.
So you're welcome. Y'all welcome to swing through anytime you want. Anytime. Open invitation.
Hey, Mark, can I ask you, you may already have her on there because I think she's on your show all the time, but Pamela Stefanich, do you have her on your prayer list?
Yes, her and her sister, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And I think she lost her mother-in-law last week, I think.
Yes.
Right.
So we just wanted to make sure that we say some prayers for her. So I seen her on here, so prayers to you.
That's the most important part of our show, brother. That's the prayer.
We've got a lot of people in our chat that are having all kind of different health conditions, and some are having other issues. But now we've got some good news. Some of these people are doing better.
Mm-hmm.
We had some people have some grandchildren and some children, and their wives had a baby. A friend of mine had a baby this last week, and then another friend of ours had a grandchild born today.
That's
Leanne.
Yeah.
She comes in the chat pretty regular. I hadn't seen her tonight, but
I wouldn't be in this chat if I had a brand new grandbaby.
I'll be right back.
She's probably holding her grandbaby.
That's right.
Right now.
She's very faithful. But she works too a lot on Friday nights, so she may be busy. I think she's a nurse, and I'll stop her with it, but she might not want me to tell everybody what she does for a living, but
Right.
so I think she works a lot of Friday nights, and I think she gets to get in chat when she can.
Right.
Jeff said there was a rake in Maryland. Okay.
Ooh.
I talked to you about that, Jeff. That's interesting. That's something I never heard of down in this part of the country.
Yeah, we have.
We have. How you know we have? No. What do you know?
Ella.
The rake.
Ella. She thought she seen a rake.
So Jonathan that year.
Well, yeah, you're right. Now, no, he's seen that in Ohio.
No, he saw it in the road.
I thought he told me it was a dog man looking thing.
Yeah. You might be getting them confused now.
Because he told me that, and then it wasn't a year later, this pops up in the corn patch last year.
Yeah, no, he saw something up there.
I had to call him and verify that.
Yeah, he described it as what I would picture.
Well,
so Ella and Jonathan both.
Well, my son, of course, he lives right outside of Columbus, Ohio, and now he's seen something in the suburbs of Columbus, Ohio one night. He's bad about playing games late at night, and happened to look out his bedroom window and seen something going across his neighbor's yard. And in fact, he texted me at night because he knew I was at work. And he said, "Dad, I just seen one of them things, I think." And I said, "What do you mean one of them things?" And he said, that thing looked wolf looking, and so. And then when he was here one time, he seen something, but I thought he told me it was still wolf looking. But
that was like his first summer here.
well, I'm gonna have to talk to him.
I can't remember, and he also does not like the greenhouse.
I knew he did not going over there. A lot of people come here too. Don't like that corner right down there where that tree fell at either.
Yep.
So.
That's the two places we get the most comments about: the green block building where Ellis stays, and that corner down there.
I'll have to double check with him about that.
Yep, Jonathan the rattlesnake whisperer.
Yep, yeah. I'm glad he didn't step on that thing that day. Whoo, that'd been ugly.
You know, brother, I was hoping I'd see a diamondback, my first diamondback while I was down there. I was hoping to see it from a distance because I didn't have my stick, but yeah, I would have loved to seen a diamondback. I've never seen one of those.
They hear.
They hear.
And of course we got plenty of timber rattlers and also the little pygmy rattlers and
I've seen both of those before.
And then we have tons of copperheads and cottonmouths. You know.
Oh yeah, we got those too.
So
Yeah, we walk the creek with those.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, we share the creek with those. Luckily, the rattlers don't get in the creeks much down here.
My
We're
dog,
up here,
my dog is going crazy again.
I don't know what the
Look,
matter with
Jean
her.
says Letitia shaking her head and finger at that pup. Yes, I am. She is losing her mind.
She don't like it when you get on this PC and start talking to people that she can't see or smell. I think that's what it is.
She's
right.
trying to
I
figure out
think that's what sister does.
Yeah, trying to figure out whose voice that is and why she can't see them.
Right,
So,
right.
Right.
because she don't do this whenever nobody's online. It's just when we're talking to somebody, she's in here huffing and puffing and grunting and whining and
I'm trying to tell you you're crazy.
What?
Talking to them invisible people.
she's got
And she
plenty
might
of
be right, Sister Becca. Who knows?
water.
I don't try to deny it anymore. So
I don't
Right.
either.
Well, everybody, the sane people, they were crazy, but then we think they crazy because they don't believe. So,
Right. Well, we can't hold it against anybody for being wrong,
No.
brother.
right. I agree.
I've been wrong so many times in my life. I'm lucky the good Lord's allowed me to be still alive. So
That's right.
eventually they'll come around. Eventually everybody's going to know the truth, right?
That's true. It's eventually going to come out.
That's right. It's eventually going to come out, and everybody will know that we're not crazy or liars or profiteers or any of that, all that crazy stuff that we get, or at least I get.
And one day they all going to know God exists too.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Every knee's going to bow.
I get accused of being everything from under the sun, brother. Believe it. So I've been, and it doesn't bother me because it's been going on since I'm 9 years old, and I've had 50 years to get used to it, right? So I've got some really thick skin. So no matter what anybody calls me, I'll say I've been called a lot worse by a lot better than you. So, and it doesn't bother me, not one bit. I know what I am. I'm telling the truth. I'm a God-fearing Christian man, and I'm here to help people. I'm not here to take people's money or steal their attention, steal their valuable time, which they can never get back without giving them something in return. And that's the truth. That's what I strive for. And that's what I try to make sure shines through on our show. That's, we don't just read every email that comes in, right? I have to talk to these people and long enough for me to satisfy myself that they're for real. So it takes a lot longer for me to do videos, but I think it's worth it that you can turn on our channel and know that everything on there is true. So there's a lot of them you can't do that, right? And a lot of them have a million stories, but you don't have any clue which ones are true and which ones are fiction. Chat.
as you said it right, they have a million stories.
And you can also believe that if we tell a story that we've heard or been told and we find out that it's not the truth, or we show something that we find out, we get evidence that it's not what we thought, we will be sure to tell you the truth. We've lost members and our subscribers because we told the truth and they didn't like it. We've always said from the very beginning, we will be honest no matter what. And we put up a video that everybody thought was real, And then
Well,
later
it was
on,
real.
it was real, but
It wasn't.
it wasn't what we thought it
appeared
was.
to be. Yeah, it was.
So
What it was the world's strangest reflection
Yeah.
in the history of humanity.
right. So
But-
then a few weeks later, we came back, and Bart's like, "Hey guys, I gotta
Yeah.
fess up. We found out what this really is. It was nobody's fault. It wasn't done on purpose." And there they go. You know, bye bye. Because y'all tell the truth. We're out.
But that's
So-
okay, you know. That's truth sticks where it's
I'd
supposed
rather a
to.
show come and tell me that they made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And what
That's
kind of
it.
man would I be if I'm 58 years old, Sister Becca, and I'm not man enough to sit up here and say, "Hey, I was wrong and I apologize." You know,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't learned much in life, have I? If I can't do that. So,
Right. We all should be able to admit when we're wrong
Yep.
or
Mm-hmm.
and
Be
make
accountable.
mistakes. And because we are human, we do make mistakes.
sure.
Sometimes we get the wrong information.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's hard to debunk all that information the correct way. And you just have to go by what people are telling you. And then if you find out down the road different, then, just come out and say, "Hey, we found out it wasn't this way. This was different."
Right. You know, that's what a real man does that has any kind of humility at all. And I've got plenty of humility because, like I say, I've been wrong so many times in my life. I'm lucky to still be here. I don't
Well,
ego
I
does
know
not into any of this.
I know you're a man of integrity.
So thank you, brother. You too.
I know when you first started your channel, I started listening to what you were saying, and then I'd always hear Christ's name pop up, and I started really paying attention to what you were saying, and I said, "This man's got a lot of integrity, and he's telling the truth." And so I've been following you, since the beginning. I didn't say much, I didn't get in chats much, but I kind of, watched and paid attention. And
Yeah. Well, you were one of the first
So
few
you
people
were a
to.
lurker. Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I said he wasn't. So Brother Mark was one of the first few people to actually write me an email with one of his encounters. So, yeah,
Right.
that's how we got started on this friendship, and I'm so glad you decided to do that, brother.
Well, I believe, like you're saying, that a lot of us are coming together from all different walks of life, different areas of the U.S., and we're all bringing something to the table. And
Right.
all of us are not experts, of course. Or
Well,
none
no,
of that.
there's no such thing as an expert in this stuff, in the unknown.
Right.
So
You know,
even with all my experience, 50 years experience, I don't call myself an expert at anything.
right.
I'm
And,
just trying to find the truth.
You've got you and Letitia both got good names, and my mom always used to tell me. She said, "Your name goes before you.
Yes, sir.
Wherever you go in life, your name will go before you, and what you make of that name is, it's up
More
to you."
important than anything else.
And
Right. You know, my daddy taught me about integrity and honor and how to live for other people, not just yourself. So I learned I had a really good dad, and he was just the greatest man that I've ever known. So I got lucky there, and
I got lucky with my mom.
yeah, and same way with your mom. She was just a fantastic woman in every
I
way.
was very fortunate to have good parents and very good other kin people, aunts and uncles and cousins, and so very fortunate, very fortunate.
Right.
I know a lot of people don't. They don't have that stability and people to look up to, and but I was very fortunate too. So.
Right.
Sister Becca,
Well, I know,
eat alive. You're getting eaten
She
alive.
You'll be okay.
well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I know it's getting close to 9. I know it's Friday night, and everybody's probably ready to relax and get ready for bed and get ready for their Saturday. But we'll go ahead and I'll go over the prayer list, and then we'll do a short prayer, and then Mr. Barton and Letitia, if anything y'all want to say, and before we sign off. And
I got to do my announcement too.
you got to do an announcement real quick, yeah.
Don't forget the announcements.
I'll do the announcement, and then they can say what they need to say.
All right, so let me go over. Got a pretty good list here, and
Y'all, we got the bug zappers.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got the home remedies. I'm just too lazy to get them.
So, Miss Christie, everybody pretty much knows who Miss Christie is. She got out of the hospital this week, and she had her surgeries, and she got out, I think, Wednesday.
Shouldn't have beef
And,
surgery.
and she's doing a little better. Of course, y'all remember Mr. Gary Spikes. Him and Crystal had a little fiasco getting home Monday, but the good Lord took care of them and got them on to Oklahoma. Of course, we got a Southern Railway train decides to come through right at the minute. So,
We got one in our backyard, so I know the
Right.
feeling.
so
Y'all
any
want
other-
to hear something funny? Rosemary and sage. I've got rosemary planted all around this fire pit.
Wow.
of course, y'all keep Mark D in your prayers. He's having a lot of issues, and y'all keep him in prayer. Mr. Gene, I seen him in the chat earlier. Y'all remember him in prayer. And of course, Greg House. Greg's healing up a lot better. Miss Cindy Johns.
And Letitia with her ankle. She needs to behave.
Okay. Okay. Well,
It's a lot
Yep.
better.
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
David and Kathy. Kathy is doing better with her cancer, and I hadn't got to see them in a while. They're some of our friends that live right on the opposite side of us, a creepy mountain, and they have boogers coming in their property all the time.
Oh, wow.
And Kathy is one of them that goes up on the hill and prays with them too. So
Wow.
Right. Well, I'll just let everybody know a little secret here. Melba Ketchum is like that too.
yes, sir.
He
Yes.
goes out and reads scripture, and they all gather around and listen. So, you know,
Let's see.
an evil creature wouldn't do that.
Right. And we've got David Hughes, his mom and dad, and David and his family. Miss Bobby's mama, Miss Pamela, her sister Pat, and also be praying for them the loss of their mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
PJ and Paul, Mr. Terry Allen, Miss CD. Y'all pray for Miss CD. She had ear infection while she was here and having dizzy spells, but she made it home safe and sound.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Y'all remember her.
Yeah, glad to
Yeah.
hear she made it home safe.
And I haven't heard back now. Somebody last week or the week before said a Miss Tanya and a Miss Lisa. And I hadn't heard back. So if anybody in the chat knows about Tanya or Lisa, I didn't get their last names. And then Mr. Keith Crabtree, everybody knows who he is down at Falk, Arkansas. And somebody's Aunt Joyce, I can't remember who put that in here. And Mr. Cliff Fowlin's brother passed away, so y'all remember him.
Excuse me.
And then Jerry Connor. Can't remember who told us about Jerry Connor. And of course, Miss Sherry Griffey.
And an unspoken.
And Unspoken.
Thank you.
And Camille, that was in here earlier, her husband, her and Superfly. He said Camille's having some dental problems, so y'all remember her. And Miss V. Burton, which is Greg's aunt, and y'all remember her. She's having some issues, and I need to talk to Miss Burton one of these days about her husband, because my mother's maiden name was Burton, and there ain't many Burtons in this world. So May could be far off kin somewhere. I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, I apologize. Of course, pray for our country. Pray for the Holy Spirit to keep moving amongst people,
Yes.
and everybody come to know the truth and everything. So, but I'll say a short prayer, and then we'll let Rebecca make her little announcement real quick, and then y'all can finish up anything y'all want to say, and we'll call it a night. And everything.
Okay.
All right.
Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for many things you do for us each and every day. Thank you for your love, your compassion, your mercy, your justice. Thank you for sending your son to this earth to walk amongst us. to give us redemption, to be our mediator, our Savior. Thank you, Lord, for the Holy Spirit that you sent in amongst us to counsel us and convict us of the sin. Give us, Lord, of our sins and help us learn to forgive others who sin against us. Lord, be with all those that names have been mentioned and names that haven't been mentioned but are unspoken. That whatever their ailments or problems be, Lord, that you be with them, but also your will be done as you say in the Lord's Prayer. Thank you, Lord, for everything. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 All right, Rebecca, go make
All
make your
So really quick, we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Congratulations.
Yay!
We are going to do a drawing for those 1,000 subscribers. The way to enter that drawing is, if you will, after this video posts, go put a comment on it and tell me what your favorite part of the show is. That is the way to enter the drawing. Tell me your favorite part of the show after the live is over. Go visit the comment section. And then next week we will do a drawing from those names that leave comments.
Wow.
This
Nice.
is one of them because I have more than one copy of it.
All right.
So, in case you can't tell, it's a field guide.
and we're going to get back to making cups.
And we may have a cup or two in there. We might have some stickers in there. We'll have to see. I haven't got those stickers made yet. That's why I say might. And Barton's shaking his head like, yeah, it's still a might.
Yeah.
It's our dog.
It's our dog. She is really good. Something else here.
Do you hear her? She's now she's barking at us.
Better quit barking, Rebecca, Rosie.
You'll have to learn. Rebecca likes to cut up people now. She'll mess with you. So if she likes you, she starts messing with you. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tell you, it's something
she
else.
gives old Spencer a fit, boy. She every time she gets a chance to jab Spencer, she goes after him.
But he puts himself right there. Y'all see what's on my hand?
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, a little moth or something.
Yep.
Oh.
Just landed on me.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so at the end of the show, where you can go to comments, just comment what you like about the show. Next, we'll take everybody's name that commented.
And throw it in a random name
We'll throw it
generator.
in a hat. We may have to get somebody that's not partial to us to run over here and pull it from the hat. Something, but that way somebody can't say we, But
Right.
Yeah. Playing favorites there.
StreamYard
then
can
look,
actually do a drawing wheel on StreamYard.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Krista
Sure
does
can.
ours from Blondes and Booze. She does our drawing wheel. So I can ask her to reach out to you and tell you how to do it. And that way it's random and
Yeah.
nobody thinks you cheated.
You just spin the
I like
wheel. There you go.
well, later on we will have some cups. We'll start giving away some stuff, and I may get even some hats, caps made with our emblem on it, and give away a few of those. And
But we'll let you know what the name is being drawn for what prize it's being drawn for in next week's video.
All right.
Or live, I mean.
Well, anything y'all like to add, Mr. Barton? And I really appreciate you being on tonight too. So.
Well, I just want to say congratulations to y'all breaking that 1,000 milestone, brother.
Absolutely.
And you guys are great people. Thank you for having us on the show. We had a great time. It's like talking to family. We love you and Sister Becca. And I know we're going to see each other again soon. And y'all keep up the good work. You're doing the Lord's work by spreading the truth. So that's what he wants us to do.
Rosie.
Well, I really appreciate y'all being on and really enjoyed the fellowship this past weekend and
Yes,
the
sir.
2 times at LBL. I finally got to meet y'all back at 1st of March up at LBL. And that's when Greg was up doing his filming and it gave me and Rebecca a chance to get a little feel of the LBL. And then, of course, we came back for meet and greet in April and had a very good meet and greet. I
Yes.
tell everybody, if you didn't make that one, and we're going to do one this fall. Me and Spencer have done talked about it, and he talked about it with Greg, and I'm pretty sure Misty and a few others, and
We're just setting the date now.
we're trying to get a date ready. And
Well, you let me know because I'm going to call a meeting of the Brotherhood sometime in September, I think, and that's when all the members of the Brotherhood of the Wolf get together and just enjoy each other's company and fellowship. And so let me know what's a good date that works for y'all, okay, brother?
Thank you, Diane.
Okay. I sure will, because we'll probably this July and August, me and her probably not going to do much camping, but about September we'll fire back up. That'd be about right.
Yeah, that's when the weather starts getting a little bit cooler. And goodness gracious,
We sure will.
Crazy. I don't know what's the matter with her.
Just pick her up and put her in the camera. It'll be okay.
It's all right.
Um,
Come here.
Mister can't be the only one to steal the show.
Oh, she is
I don't
losing it.
know.
So introduce Miss Rosie.
Miss Rosie, she's something else. I tell you, you couldn't ask for a
She's
better
too
dog.
big.
Oh yeah, we can't pick her up. That's for sure.
She's a big
Well,
old baby.
Everybody on here, y'all go subscribe to Mr. Barton's channel, Inhumanoids with Barton Nunnelly. They also have a Facebook page, Inhumanoids.
And anybody that knows how to link it in a comment, put it in the comment for people, please, because I do not. I don't know how to do it.
Hey, Sherry Griffin, if you're still out there, could you put that link in there for us, please?
And Mr. Barton has had a lot of good guests on his lives on Wednesday nights, and he puts out some good videos showing
Thank you, brother.
BL and around where he lives there in Hendersonville, and y'all go support him. And
I love the arrowhead hunting.
I tell you, we didn't even talk about that tonight. We didn't even get it in the arrowhead.
What's
So
that?
Arrowhead hunting.
Oh my goodness.
When we come back, we're going to hit y'all's creeks. I'm telling you.
Definitely.
we'll sure do that. We'll sure do that. So,
Can't wait. And Alabama's like LBL, brother. Once you go there once, all you can think about is coming back, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
We'll definitely be
That's
back as soon as we can, and we're going to have a great time. I know we are.
yes, sir, we will. And y'all be sure to go check out Mr. Barton's books. You want to tell everybody where you have them listed at and everything?
Sure. You can buy all my books on Amazon.com, and they're available in both the print format and the audiobook format. So it took a computer 22 hours to read the Inhumanoids. So
Okay.
over 400 pages there.
444 to be exact.
Right.
Lord, isn't it?
Yeah, I skimmed through it a little bit just to see. Then, of course, we went back to the first part and started, and there's a lot of stuff in there. And I see you had a lot of stuff from different states. And so y'all really go check that book out. I think it'll be a very good book for you to read and learn about the different things that's going on. And I know you have another book, the Spotsville Monster.
Yeah, I'm working on that one right now. I have 4 books published already, working on the 5th, and I'm hoping it's going to be the best of all of them. So really working hard.
Well, we look forward to that. And of course, y'all check out Mr. Barton Grove's books too.
Yes,
Where'd they
sir.
go? Oh, you got them under your
They're
thing.
my mouse pad.
But I think one of them is The Beast Between the Rivers, and the other one is make sure I got this correct. Yeah, Beast Between the Rivers, and well, both of them are. And one of them is Trace of Death.
Yep.
And okay, so I was making sure I said them correctly. I hate to say them wrong.
His 3rd book, I think, will be dropping sometime in June. So that's going to be called The Devil's Backbone. So you guys be looking for that.
Okay, we sure will. We sure will.
And thank you
Well,
for
we
having
really
us,
appreciate
brother and sister. We love you guys, and God bless all of you, everybody in the chat room. God bless you all. Stay safe and treat each other kindly.
I think I might have just dropped your link. I'm not sure. I'm no good at it, but I think I might have done it.
Okay, good.
Let's see if it pops up.
Yeah, we stick together, and we'll all rise to the top together, because there's not many people out here doing this for the right reasons, brother. And you know as well as I
Right.
do.
It's not about money or fame. It's not about none of that. It's about trying to tell people these things exist. You need to watch out for them. They are in our woods or right in our towns and subdivisions.
Yes,
And like you said earlier, they come in all forms.
all forms.
All right. So,
I still haven't seen the link
oh,
pop
she's
up.
trying to get it in there. Yeah. Wait a minute.
It shows on my phone that it's there, but it's not showing on there that it's there.
Showing up on there, yeah.
Is it me?
It may have just popped up. Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
There it is.
There it is.
Woo! I figured out how to do something without Krista. I still love you, Krista. Still need you, Krista. Y'all need to check out Blondes and Booze too.
Yeah.
They're good
Yeah,
channels.
y'all go check out and Beer Mar Raw.
Yep.
Yeah. South Force 10.
Texas Front Porch.
Texas Front Porch. Yeah, all good people. And we're all out here doing the same thing for the same reason. So, yeah, we can stick together. Yeah.
The South Force 10, what is his YouTube channel? Is it South Force 10?
South Force 10. Yeah, he's just a fine Christian man, just like you, brother. And the thing about it is, everyone that the good Lord's put in my path, we're all just alike in our hearts, right? Of course, we look different and speak differently, but our hearts are all the same, and it's something amazing that's happening right now. So,
okay. Well, I'll sure go check him out. And now, War Criminal, he doesn't have one, does he?
yes, War Criminal has one. He
Okay.
concentrates on the LBL. He does a lot of the paranormal stuff down there with ghosts and stuff. And yeah, you guys just go and check out our recommended channels, and you'll see the ones who are doing it for the right reasons and doing it right. So
I'm getting ready to try to drop his real quick.
And y'all remember everybody we support, Woodwalkers and Beast TV, PJ Arkansas, and of course Mr. Barton. And y'all heard the names they called out. Y'all go check them out. And I know there's a lot more. Discover Sasquatch and Chris Reinhardt.
Squatch Walkers. I'll be doing Roger's show here soon. So as soon as we get it updated. Yeah. And Spencer, I'll probably be doing Spencer's show soon too. So
yeah,
I'm sticking to all the good people that I know are really, really good people. And I was able to meet everyone down at the meet and greet. So yeah, I met a lot of great people down there, and I just want to help all my friends any way that I can. And if any one of them needs me, all they have to do is pick up that phone and call me.
Thank you so much, Gary. I was working on the Blondes and Booze, and you hit it, and then I was going to do War Criminal,
Thank
and
you,
you
brother
hit
Gary.
it too. So you are on
He's
top
on
of
it.
things.
Gary is a outstanding fella. You guys
He is
can
on it.
meet him in one of my videos coming up really soon.
Yeah, he is a very good fella, and
He is.
he's been a very good moderator, always faithful with us. And I know he is with y'all, and
Yes,
Just an overall really good guy.
Yeah.
He is.
he is.
He's awesome.
Couldn't ask for a better person. He thought I was crazy in the
He
beginning.
did. He said that too. He said,
He's
Bart, I
coming.
thought you was crazy.
Right?
But now I know you're not crazy.
Yeah.
Gary Spikes for the win. Absolutely, Sister
Right.
Sherry.
Thank the world of Gary.
And we got a lot of good other people in this chat too. I mean, everybody
Yes,
that's in
sir.
here tonight, I think a lot of them, and
Mm-hmm.
have met most of, well, not all of them, but I'm slowly getting to meet them, and that's one thing I'm looking forward to is meeting everybody I can from this chat, you know. And
Me too. That's the part that I like most of all is meeting people.
Same.
That's it. All right, y'all. Well, we won't keep y'all no more. I know y'all ready to get off, and I know
Rosie
everybody.
is ready for y'all to get off.
Yeah, Rosie's I don't know what she's going.
Actually, Rosie went somewhere. I don't know where she went, but she's being quiet right now.
That's amazing.
That's scary, actually.
You better go check on her. But yeah, but thank you for having us on, brother. Brother Mark and Sister Becca. It was an honor and a pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you so
All right.
much for letting us be here.
Maybe sometime we can do it again. 2 hours just seems like
Oh, we will. We
long
sure
enough,
will.
right?
We sure
2
will.
hours went by really, really fast.
Yes, it did. Sure did.
Did.
Sure did. Well, we enjoyed it, and enjoyed y'all being on with us, and look forward to next time I see y'all in person.
We
Of
do
course,
I'll
too.
be keeping in touch with you regular. You'll hear. I won't bug you to death, but you'll hear from me here and there.
You don't have to worry about that. I always make time for my brothers and sisters. So anytime you need me, brother, you call.
I sure will. And same with me. And
All right. Y'all have a good evening now, and God bless everybody.
Good
Thank
night.
you guys for watching and listening to us.
Good night, guys. We love y'all.
Bye bye. Love y'all.
Bye bye.